Hey everyone, my name is George Tom. I'm an engineer and paramedic with the San Bernardino County Fire Department. Today I'm working Station 79, which serves the citizens of northern Fontana. We have a 3-person engine company, one Type 1 fire engine right behind me, and a Type 3 brush engine. Today's edition of Read with the Firefighter, I'd love to read to you So Much Toilet Paper, A Kid's Guide to Surviving a Pandemic, written and illustrated by Greta Davis and Mackenzie Jordan Rodriguez. Let's get started. This book is dedicated to all the children whose curiosity helps frame world events in a simpler and more meaningful way. This morning, I woke up and went to the kitchen. "Mom," I asked. I was surprised nobody was awake yet. "Honey, school's canceled for today." "It's canceled for a while, actually," she answered. "Cool," I said with a smile. "Why is it canceled?" My mom explained that the president wanted everybody to stay home and practice social distancing. She said that there were germs and they were making people sick. And the best way for us is to stay home, stay healthy, and stay clean. It was especially important for us to stay home because we live with my grandma. And germs really love to make old people sick. Yesterday was just a normal day. How did things get this way all of a sudden? My mom explained that germs can spread very easily. A lot of people forget to cover their mouth when they cough or sneeze, wipe their noses with their hands and get covered in boogers. Yuck! Forget to wash their hands after using the toilet and go to work even when they're sick. Why do parents go to work when they're sick? When I'm sick, I love to stay at home and sleep in late. Watch television all morning and eat yummy chicken noodle soup, I told my mom. That's the only way to make sure you do not spread your germs to other people, she replied. You have to stay home if you're feeling sick. Keep your hands clean and always cover your sneezes and coughs. I could not believe that grown-ups forgot how to do all those things. My mom told me that staying home means we get a little more sleep, spend a lot more time with our families, build as many pillow forts as we want, and play my favorite game of hide and seek. Staying at home also means we have to be extra careful about our germs. Wash your hands before you eat, wash your hands after you use the toilet, wash your hands after you cough, sneeze, or wipe your nose. Wash your hands right away when you get home, because germs can be everywhere. Cover your mouth if you cough, but don't use your hands. You can either use a tissue or use your elbow to cough into your face, just like I do. Remember to throw away your dirty tissues. Then wash your hands again. You are so silly. Mom, I giggled. We already knew all that. If you were good and did all these things, then we could help protect ourselves and our whole community from getting sick. My mom said we should leave space between ourselves and others in case they are sick. Because germs can jump nearly 6 feet in one hop if they want to stick on you. That is one whole dad's length away, and my dad is so tall. My mom said that we can only leave the house if we need to go to the doctor's or the grocery store. It's so hard to choose what you want the most at the store. This first week, I only wanted toilet paper. We bought all the toilet paper in the store, and this is what happened. On the news, I saw that all the grocery stores had run out of toilet paper very quickly, but we had so much more than we needed. I'm not sure how we're going to get rid of this huge mess. The second week, I only wanted hand sanitizer because I remember seeing my mom use it at work to stay clean for her patients. She's a doctor. We bought all the hand sanitizer in the store, and this is what happened. My classmate said that my dad, who works as a garbage man, had to stay home from work because there was no more hand sanitizer left at the stores to protect him from germs. Now, our neighborhood trash cans are overflowing. Maybe we should have bought a bottle of soap instead, because soap works just as well. The third week, I only wanted milk. We bought all the milk in the store. Didn't even fit in our refrigerator. After a few days, the house became very stinky from sour milk. We had to throw 6 whole gallons away. Our neighborhood saw the spoiled milk in our outdoor trash and left a note on our front door. She said that for the past week, she had to feed her daughter cereal without milk because there was none left at the store. Dry cereal? Yuck! I wish we left some at the store so that everybody could have milk. The fourth week, I only wanted eggs. We bought all the eggs in the store. There were eggs everywhere. I couldn't even walk through the kitchen without stepping on an egg. It was such a slippery mess. That same week, another classmate of mine had their birthday party at home. She said she didn't have a cake because her mom couldn't find eggs to help the batter stick together. I wish we saved some eggs so her mom could have baked her a nice birthday cake. Eventually, all the shelves at the grocery store were empty. This was the first time I saw my mom become scared. She started crying because there was no more formula at the store, and she did not know how she would be able to feed my baby sister. That week, we learned how important it was to never buy more than we needed. Instead of buying all the toilet paper, hand sanitizer, milk, and eggs in the store, we can just buy a few supplies each week and return for more later. This way, everybody would be able to find what they need at the store. It sounds like a lot of sharing, I said, but I already know how to do that. Why do grown-ups forget about sharing too? Even though we were stuck at home, I was able to learn and see my friends online. For school, my teacher fit our whole classroom inside my mom's computer screen. We learned about a really old germ that made a lot of people sick in the year 1918. That was more than 100 years ago. It was called the Spanish flu. That flu spread all over the world after soldiers came home from World War I. Even though it was a very long time ago, people knew how important it was to stay home if they were sick, cover their mouths when they coughed or sneezed, and wash their hands. I had a different kind of flu once before, but I got better very quickly. For playtime, we found ways to help other people instead of having friends over. I learned that people bought all the face masks and gloves from the store, and there were none left for doctors, nurses at the hospital. My mom said that as long as we stay home, we don't have to wear a mask. I really wanted to help the doctors and nurses stay safe from the germs. I hope they like the masks I made. We also used our extra food and supplies to make care packages for people who were old or too sick to go to the store. I had a lot of fun making colorful ribbons to tie around the baskets. I learned that many people were scared about pets spreading the germs, but this was not true. All of the local animal shelters were filling up with cats and dogs. This made me very sad. As a surprise, my dad and I brought Rosie home. She's a very cute and fluffy dog. 5 other kids in my class adopted cats and dogs too. I hope that all the animals are able to find a loving new home. For dinner, we normally go to the local pizza shop on Mondays and pick up Chinese food after my soccer games on Thursdays. Since we had to stay home, my mom taught me how to make my own pizza. We still had Chinese food on Thursdays, but we had to order carryout and eat at home. Mr. and Mrs. Wu told me how glad they were to still be able to see me every week. It made me very happy to help them by ordering food from their restaurant. Mom, I said, I wonder if there are other families who we can help by ordering from their restaurants too. She liked that idea. When we ate, it was important not to waste any food. After all, it was very difficult for farmers, harvesters, and grocery workers to keep up with their hungry bellies. Every night after dinner, my grandma smiled and said, I've been doing this all along. She was just a kid like me a long time ago. Back then, children didn't have as many toys or clothes as they do today. She grew up right after the Great Depression, which was a time when most of the world lost all their money after the stock market crashed. Parents lost their jobs, and young children like me had to help their families cook, clean, and even work for money. My grandmother told me that her family did not have enough money to buy new things. She learned how important it was to eat every last bite of food they were given. Instead of throwing old clothing away, she learned how to sew new outfits from scraps of cloth. My grandmother still has a really hard time throwing old things away, even though she has more than she needs. Drives my mom crazy. Some people forget about all these rules. One week, my mom was supposed to go to a party, but stayed home because of the germs. After a few days, her friends called to tell her that 15 people got sick at the party. My mom said they must not have stayed 6 feet away from each other or forgot to stay home if they felt sick. I'm so glad my mom always knows the right things to do. My babysitter is sick too, because she went on a spring break trip with so many people. It was even on the news. The city decided it was smart to close all the beaches so that people would not be able to spread the germs to others. How long will we have to stay home? I asked my mother. I'm not sure, she replied, but if everyone does their part to stop the spread of germs, then this will be over as quickly as possible. My mom told me about all the doctors and nurses who are hard at work helping care for the sick. She told me about scientists who are hurrying to make a vaccine to prevent more people from becoming sick. She said that the germs were a new type of coronavirus, and the last time a coronavirus pandemic happened, the world was able to fight it off and fight through it. Even though it sounds scary, I was not afraid of the new germs. I knew how to protect myself and my family from getting sick. The end. That was So Much Toilet Paper, a kid's guide to surviving a pandemic. Written and illustrated by Greta Davis and Mackenzie Jordan Rodriguez. Thank you guys very much for reading with me. I really hope you enjoyed it. I know it's been a tough few months, but we encourage you to continue to stay home. Here at San Bernardino County Fire, our mission is to protect the lives and property environment of our community members, and we strive every single day to do that. Thanks very much.